Welcome to the Outside the Business Boxes podcast, where we're talking about how to ignite your business today for the future using systems for everything you do in your business to make your life, your employees' lives, and your customers' lives easier for you to ultimately enjoy your business and, of course, make more money. I'm your host, Chad Murray.
Thank you for joining me here at Outside the Business Box. I am Chad Murray, the business coach doing the podcast. So here, today I have as you read when you clicked on this, my title of this, do a little rush limbaugh there. Title of this episode is The Little Sweep That Could, Growth Model. So I coach a lot of smaller 1-2 truck operations that are trying to scale, that are booked out 3 to 4, 6 months, and they're trying to wrap their head around of how exactly to get into 4 to 6 trucks and all that. And so I thought, it would be a good time to maybe throw out the model that I do and did, and by all means, it's not 100% right. It's worked for me. It's worked for my clients that I've done. I've had quite a few clients that I've got up from, literally 1 truck to 6 to 8 trucks in a year's time. So, hey, let me give it to you here. So first thing first, you're the owner, right? You are getting your own education. Hopefully you're getting certified through one of the organizations. I have no preference which. I was very delighted to have Marshall at CCP take me under his wing and help me and be certified through them. But I'm also studying to be a CSIA certified guy right now. So we have guys in our organization get an NFI. I mean, you can go to the NFI, get wood, gas, and pellet if you like. And then, between any of them, pick your thing, pick your education. But here's one thing that all the guys who are starting out, who are literally wondering, well, how do I afford some of this stuff? Or maybe you're booked out, but you're trying to get the work done and can't. And so one thing that I did not do that I really wish I had, and I think when you talk to some of these other guys out there that are offering it, or they uh, did it themselves, is finding a coach or a mentor. I mean, I'm not doing a plug for me here. I'm just saying, I've seen the benefits that I've done for companies over the last 3 years. I've seen what other guys are doing, and I will tell you, the best, fastest, shortest path to your success is to hire someone or find someone that has the time to mentor you to do it. Now, the reason why I always chose the path to hire, and consultants and coaching is very simple. They are there for you at a determined time every week. Whatever the program is, you're going to really grow and learn, from them on a regular basis. In my thing, my program, I don't really advertise it a lot, but I mean, heck, I'll just tell you what it is here. I'm switching over to, it's either an hour every week, or it's an hour and a half and 30 minutes every other week. So it's either an hour and a half 1 week and 30 minutes. I've been doing that model for a while, and it seems to work. But there is the model of just one. Like right now, my schedule is getting so busy. So an hour a week, unlimited calls, unlimited emails, unlimited texts. So what does that mean? So whenever you get a thought, you work through it, you can't figure something out, and you need that nudge. You need something you can call and email me. I mean, there's other guys out there that mentor that can help you with that too. I mean, you got the groups out there. The groups are good to start getting you thinking. The groups can also get you thinking in the wrong way. We start dealing with, a lot of people start talking about, SOPs. I need to get my SOPs written. Well, I just had a client yesterday, that's probably going to be listening to this, and I flat out told them, don't worry about SOPs right now. Who cares? Everything up in your mind right now, translated over to the employees, and let's get this thing rolling to where we can get you outside of doing all the work, and then we can document our SOPs. And so you don't have to worry about all this paperwork back in and trying to keep up with the Joneses. Right now, if you're a 2-truck company or even a 3-truck company, and you're trying to find this model of how do I get out of this 2-truck, 3-truck thing and get into 5 or 6 trucks to where you can start managing the business and not have to go out in the field so much. Well, here's the model. You literally just hire as many people as you can, and you put them with the other guys to train. You put one with you, and you spend a month and a half to 2 months just high level training, and then you keep hiring. I mean, that's the quick overview step of what you do. Staff your business. Because guess what's going to happen? If you're already booked out 6 weeks, you're going to start getting caught up on work. But then you're also going to start finding that you can't get, you're probably missing calls that you don't realize you're missing because no one wants to wait 6 weeks to get their chimney looked at in the summer. Even now, they don't want to look. They don't want to wait. They'll call someone else. So you're going to double your sweeps and your estimates because now you're going to start making the availability of to get out there within the week, if not at least only 10 days out versus 6 weeks out. And so you're going to start finding that you're going to start filling positions and people to start getting the work done quicker. That's big. And so, once you start making money and you start doing that, and right now, what we always did at Masters is hiring frenzy on a normal year, not a crazy year with hiring right now, was we would start looking between July 15th and August 1st, depending on how staffed we were. Well, we've already begun in June now, weeks ago, trying to staff for this winter right now. So if you're sitting back going, well, I'll just do this in August. Well, you might be late for the party this year if that's the case. So really get staffed, get a couple guys going, get what we call an easy. So let me explain what an easy truck is. Get guys out there. Don't promise them a certification right now. They just need to know how to do the work that and identify. Let me start that over, stumbling. They need to identify how to inspect the chimney and do the work. And so I prefer separate, even when you're 2 truck or 1 truck deal, find it to where you're doing the inspections and someone else is doing the work, and find your best guy, pull him in that inspects and sells, and make him an inspector with you. Now you take your other 2 guys that you have, because you're probably a 4-person company. You take those 2 guys left, separate them into a truck, and give them 1 to 2 guys to train and do the work. One of those trucks is going to be high level. That's going to do your relinings, all the bigger jobs, maybe your air and fire, prior fires, all the big job, maybe brick masonry, bigger jobs. The other truck is literally doing the cap installs, the waterproofing, all the water leak stuff, the tuck points, the lintels, the minor sweeps. They're doing that. And when they don't have that going on, they go and help the other guy, with the bigger jobs. And if you're booked out 4 to 6 weeks right now, you're not going to have influx issues of keeping these guys busy. And so now you've staffed it. Now you also have to go find trucks. Okay. And right now, as you see on the group posts right now, that there's a shortage of trucks. And so you just got to do what you got to do. I'm not going to really tell you how much more to do this, but, I don't see a chimney company in the country right now with less than 5 trucks. 2 guys selling, 3 guys doing the work, and really 6 trucks. And so however you have to accomplish that legally, maybe illegally if you're small, I don't know, and I say that by winking, because let's face it, we got to get stuff done. And so I'm not saying illegally, but what I am saying is, if you got to hire guys to throw in trucks and figure out, so let me give you a model. I don't know the legality of this. I'm just going to tell you this is what we did. And so I don't know your state. I don't even know Texas laws on this one, because I never came up with an issue. If I had to hire someone and I did not have a truck back in the day, we're talking early 2000s or late 1990s, I would just literally hire someone with a truck, and I would pay their insurance, I would pay their gas, and I would pay for their car payment. And if they had it, I even had a couple guys that had their trucks paid for. So we did market value for what a payment would be to have them drive that truck. And I paid for that stuff. It's just like I owned it, but I was paying it with them. And so you can get guys out there doing work in their own trucks, put a magnet sign on it. It's not ideal. Guys, I'm not talking about the ideal thing here. I'm talking about how do we make some money so that we can afford the ideal business. So, I mean, there's probably some people blowing their minds at what I'm saying right now, but you know what? The guys that are old dinosaurs blowing their minds listening to this, if they even care to listen to this, I guarantee you they did a bunch of weird shit too. That when they first started, they didn't start their business on a perfect model and did it like this. They learned not to do things like me and stuff. But I'm saying, I'm trying to get you through that first year, that first influx of going from 2 trucks to 5 to 6. And however you have to do it to make some money to afford all this stuff, that's the little quick model of what you do. Hire more guys than you need, get them training, separate the stuff, get guys in there, departmentalize your guys. Guys that can educate and sweep, guys that can do the work. You're gonna find you can get all the sweeps that these guys can handle, and they're gonna sell more work than the other guys can do. And here's the funny thing: you're gonna grow yourself to the next stage of now what? I'm still booked out 6 weeks with that model. But here's the difference. Now you're making money and you're making more money than you did before. So now you start having cash flow options of what you're going to do with your money. Are you going to go buy new trucks? Are you going to buy, what Mark Stoner says, big trucks, the kinds that are like big pins you throw away. You get them, use them for a couple years, you throw them away. Doesn't matter. The point is, your goal, and I'm saying this now, fixing to be July 1st when you guys hear this. I'm recording this on the 29th. But July 1st, it's too late to sit here and try to go get someone certified. Let me tell you why. You don't know who these people are you're hiring. You do not want to go give someone an opportunity to get them this certified to go learn something right now when they don't even know the job. You're going to go put somebody in business. I mean, if you listen to John Caesar's podcast, his first one, congratulations, John. It was an awesome podcast. I can't wait till the second one. But he talks about how he got certified and how he almost burned, someone's house down, and Steve Scally, helped him, fix it. Go listen to his podcast. You want to know the whole story. But he thought he knew everything, or at least it's not that you think you know everything. You think I got a badge and I think the way I'm doing stuff is correct. Well, guess what? You're not. And so that's where the mentorships and the continuing training comes on, but not for your new hires. Get your new hires antiquated is the word, antiquated into your business. And then come education season starting February of 2022, if they're still hanging around and they're good people, then put them on a path of education. Right now, give them the education and training of what is the job and get them to really do it, and then pump them up for, hey, if you're the right guy, I'm going to put you on a path to being where I'm at in my company and to start building our company together. And so you're giving them vision. So they let them earn the certification. I mean, and I don't care if this is a model that most people or some people may disagree with. I just don't feel it's going to spend some money on certification for people if you don't even know who they are yet. And so the idea of hiring someone in their first month, sending them off to get certified, to me is possibly dangerous. I mean, taking John, Caesar as an example, he got certified. He worked for a long time, and he really didn't fully know the scope of what he was doing, and he almost burned the house down. And so, we don't want to go train. I'm relating this to, if you go get people certified, you're gonna get them. They're gonna put an S on their chest. They're super chimney sweeps now in their mind. They don't know anything. But now it's like, well, I'm going to go start my own business, and you're going to create this influx of bad business and all this. We want to give them a vision. We want them to earn this certification. We want them to work in the field. This is my vision for what I do with my people. We opened up this weekend to letting everybody who's been with us at least 6 months an opportunity to go get certified. And so their first year, they got to work here a year before we will let them take a test if they just started. I'm sorry, 6 months, but after a year to get their next raise, they have to have a certification to get the next level raise, to go from apprentice to craftsman at master services. So what are you doing here? What we want to do is I want to give you the quick path, and I want to give you the recognition, the approval in your own mind of what to go do. Hire. Your job right now is hire and then train. Train, hire, train, and more hire. That's it. All summer. That's what you're doing. And getting the jobs done while you're doing it. And getting these people up to where they can start doing easy stuff as a tandem or a single truck. I could send any guy to go do a tuck point, little packing, and chimney sweep by himself. Or a pair of guys. Well, I can do it by themselves, but even a pair of guys can go do what we call waterproofing bundles. Could do 2 to 3 a day, depending on the roof pitch. Where they go up, they install a custom cap or a full mount cap. They do the mortar crown, they do the crown coat, they waterproof, and they flash seal. And they might go in and do a chimney cleaning and a minor tuck point. They can do one truck can do 2 or 3 of those a day if they're good guys. I mean, we're talking $6,000 to $8,000 a day they can invoice. That's easy. That's easy stuff. There's no certification to show you how to mix mortar. There's no certification to tell you how to put a cap on. It doesn't matter. And then here's the big thing. The reason why I show you this model, because you got quality control issues now, right? You got new people. They're going to make mistakes. You're going to have to keep on top of them. So the model here is now you're trying to get, you're an educator. Possibly you're pulled yourself out and you're not. The ideal thing here is that you're not. You want to have your 6 to 7, 8 guys, 6 guys for sure, literally doing the work where you're following up and you're getting FaceTimes all day or messengers, videos where you can see the work as they're doing it before they go collect the check, before they do the inspection. And you're really now duplicating your knowledge across the company board. And you can show up to jobs as well. You can be running around, whatever you want to do. But this way, you're getting stuff done. And then you have your call center. I would strongly suggest having a second call center person come September to where all the calls are getting answered, all the jobs are getting done, everything's getting ordered. And now you've literally got, let's say, 3 trucks with 6 people and 2 educators. Now we're talking 8. Now, see, I'm building your business already quickly. But if you just had even 3 trucks with 6 guys and 2 educators, so now we're talking 8 people. You can do it where it's 1 educator, not you, and 2 trucks, and he's keeping them full. And then you could do some extra work, whether you do the jobs or everything. But to me, if you're booked out 6 weeks right now, that's foolish. 2 educators, 2 sweeps, the same thing, same position, and 3 trucks minimum. 6 guys doing the work. So there's your 8 guys, 2 people in the office and you. There's your starting model to over $1 million. And guess what? It's easy to do this. I'm giving the approval for you to go do this and know that it works. Now, if you're only booked out 3 days right now and you've got 2 trucks, don't do this. If you're that guy who's starting out where you don't have enough work right now, I do suggest you get another guy hired so that you have at least 4 guys in the field while you're out selling. And then you have someone in the office answering. That would be your first year. You got to get through that first, whatever. But I would have 2 guys behind you doing the work. I hate the model. Of you sell it, you do the work. I know there's a lot of companies out there that do it like that, but I'm going to tell you, you want to specialize and have better sales and better quality control and better availability for your client, for your clients. It literally is. Start off now with separating sales from the work. It's easy to do it. And then you're having sales training and work training. You're mentoring the sales and how you're going to inspect the chimneys and start giving them objections. All this kind of stuff. That model works. It works easy, and it's easy to manage because now it's not just this guy's selling or not selling, and this guy doesn't have time to do the work, or all this nightmare of back and forth with sold and now get the job done. That's over with. And so now it's this guy's going out to sell, this guy's going out to do the work. You manage the communication between the two. You get a good CRM that everybody's on board with. That's easy on their phone or tablet, and you're off to the races. I mean, if you're a second year company, you're sitting here with 3 trucks or even 2 trucks. Yeah, this model of three minimum trucks doing the work. Train them with the guys you have. Separate one good guy to sell. You sell with him right now, and then what you're doing as these guys are, while you're quality controlling the summer, you then take another guy, maybe hire him, start looking for him in August, guy to sell, to educate, and you put him with your truck until, let's say, middle of October. Show them how to do whatever, whether you're using Chim Spec or Bare Hands Pro. Either way, you're using something to inspect, and you look at his work as he's coming through, and you teach him how to inspect stuff. Boom, and get him out there. It's just not. It's not that difficult to go down the checklist. Now you got to be. I know there's some guys with their heads, frying right now. Listen to this, going, "Oh my God, I'm a problem in the industry right now," saying this. But you got to show them what to identify for. I mean, show them what the hearth, the extension should be. Show them, clearances. Show them what to recognize. If you're in a boiler spot, I'm not a boiler guy. I have no idea boiler clearances. I mean, I study them and pass the test, but I don't know any of that stuff because I never had to learn that. If you're in that type of market, well, keep your best guy doing the hard stuff, and have the other educator sweep doing the easier stuff. The masonry and the prefabs, the easy, wood burners. That's it. I mean, I'm just trying to open your mind up that you can do it. You can easily do this with knowing how to schedule, with knowing how to set it up. And so it's only, July 1st-ish. It's not too late to get someone out there to do an inspection sweep. It's not. Train them, make them experts at what to look for. Go through old jobs. Just do whatever you got to do. I mean, and so here's the management side of this. This is where it's very, very important. You got to train these guys that they got to take pictures and they got to show it to you before they sell it. So you're not just training someone for, let's say, 6 weeks, then letting them go. Fly away, birdie. No, you are checking their jobs as they're coming in. This is why it's important to try to not be out in the field, because you ready for this? Manage your company. And think about that. You can now manage your company, not being out on the roof as much. Can you imagine yourself not being on a roof this fall on a regular basis, like scheduled to go out and see roofs? That's the plan. That's the idea here. The idea here is for you to manage your business. And to manage your business, you got to get butts in the seats. You got to train these people, and you got to be very careful with the educator sweeps, because you got to make sure that they have the right program. So I hear a lot of times, oh, these inspection programs, they cost too much. Now that's $300 a month. Are you kidding me? Or even if it's $400 a month. Really? If we're talking about burning down houses, you don't think it's worth your time and your money to have the correct inspection software, whether it be Chim Spec or Bare Hands Pro, to get it right? It's like dummy proof. You go down the list, checking stuff off, putting clearances in, and taking pictures. It really is. I mean, and to teach somebody clearances on identification, of if there is inside and outside clearances for the firebox and the flue, it's not that difficult. It's just not. And let's face it, if you're doing resurfacing like thermocrete, like I do and stuff, resurfacing and relinings, I mean, in Texas, it's a no-brainer. I'm not saying it's not a no-brainer in Philadelphia or Boston or wherever else you're at, but it can be learned. It can surely be learned, and then you can manage it. I mean, and then give it a shot. Get someone to go with your wings. Maybe you have 2 guys running with you right now doing all the inspections and showing them everything. I don't know what your budget's like, and so, but if you're busy, start being busy smart wise. Start getting the work, start getting people in there to help you get the work done and get it trained, so that come winter, you're going to be booked out 2 months with my model of 3 to 4 trucks doing the work and 2 guys educating, and now you're managing the business. Because now you just sold so much work that you're 4 months out. That's the goal, right? I mean, that's what this winter is about. That if you're not booking and booked out through the slow months, in January and February, and Masters has not been very often. We're a big company that that until this year haven't sold all that out and been busy through February and March, but we have a plan this year to be, and so same thing with you. These smaller companies out there need this model of hire, train, overhire, train, and then once you've got that, now think of this here. Once you've got your 3 trucks, that's 6 guys working. Whether you got 3 guys, so in this model you need 3 guys really trained and 3 helpers. Then you need 2 guys trained as sweeps to educate and to sell. Okay, that's your model, and 1 or 2 girls in the call center. That's the model to get to by this October 1st. You hit that, you're gonna blow your mind what your business will do. And so there might be if you can get some people hired and you can send them to the CSI homecoming. I saw something that Jasper put on, that Fire's having something sometime this summer, certification. Just type of training stuff is all I'm looking at. If there's any kind of training, I don't know if there is anything more than the CSIA homecoming. If there's a training for inspections, I would send a guy to that. Why not? It doesn't even necessarily mean he's certified, but send him to something to really identify the stuff, and then get a mentor to help you out, or a coach like me. And so I will tell you, I'm not the coach really to help you on how to do inspections. I can help you with apps and all that kind of stuff. I'm not the chimney guy that is gonna argue anyone's right or wrong way on how to do something. But I will fight to the death on how to do business, because I guarantee you some of these code guys out there, they know code and they just don't know how to run a business. And let me take that back. It's not even how to run a business. They're not scaling their business because they're focusing on code, and they're good. But there's other guys out there, that can focus on business and get you to grow your business. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not the code guy. We had Steven Lascali on last week. He doesn't fit the model. He could scale his business if he wanted to, and he's a code guy and he's a great work guy. He's both, but there's a lot of other guys out there, honestly, that, they purposely don't scale their business because they like where it's at. They're making their money, they're getting their numbers, and that's fine. But there's a lot of stuff you have to focus on to make sure that it's right. So I'm definitely not saying not educate. I want you to definitely educate, and educate yourself, and educate your other guys how to do stuff. And so I know there's guys out there that would take a look at your inspection reports and see if you missed anything. You don't want a dog peeing on your liner sitting out on the yard. And so, guys, I just want to give you the path to do it. And the path to do it literally is, if you're booked out right now, get hiring. Now, what does that pertain to when you go to hire people? It's not spend $100 on Indeed a month. It's not even spend $500. How much is a good employee worth to you? Because when you get that good method of what an employee is good for you, you'll probably get 3 or 4. So I if you're not spending $1,000 on Indeed right now in any market, minimum of $1,000 on Indeed to get in people, you're not spending enough money. That's, oh my God, $1,000. Well, you're making money. $1,000 to find 2-3 guys that are going to make you $10,000-$20,000 a week. Come on. $1,000 a month is nothing to find the right people. I would pay $10,000 to find 2 awesome guys. If I knew I'm going to give someone $10,000 and they're going to give me 2 guys, no matter what, I would go get a loan for that $10,000. That's what our business is worth, right? You know what your business is worth. What are the guys underneath you that can do the work? What are they worth? They're worth that. So go spend more than $1,000 or at minimum $1,000 and go find people. Now, there's that system of hiring. You got to be on top of it, Johnny on the spot. If someone hits that button, you got to call them back. You got to set up a time. Now, get a little trick with hiring. Do not put chimney and fireplace in the ad. You want to get bodies that answer your ad. You don't want preconceived notions of what our industry is. We are garbage men. Okay. That's what people look at us like when they don't know us until they come in their house and they see who we are. They love us. But I'm just saying, to someone lay person looking at our industry, looking for a job, that's a garbage job. We know better, but they don't. So don't put fireplace and chimney in your ad. Talk about your opportunity. Talk about how booked out you are. Talk about, where you're going, and then leave it for the phone call to talk about, hey, I'm so booked. We do high class. So also put no cold calling. All appointments will be provided to you. And that we're booked out all year round. That kind of stuff. Pique their interest to want to talk to you. And then as these states start dropping the federal money that they're dialing out, you will have opportunity of people that are going to start doing it. And take 3 ads out too. Take a high level ad for someone high, like a 1%er salesperson, or a really high craftsman style carpenter or something. If you're looking for trucks, looking for workers, guys that do the work. Then take a manager's ad out for sales, or a manager for crew lead. And then take just a normal labor ad. None of it all saying anything different than what I just said, mixing the words around. You'll get 25 apps and you'll get 5 to 10 people to hire. How do I know? I did it. We did it in the month of June. We started, I think, the second to last week of May, and then 5 weeks we've hired almost what we wanted to hire. We're still hiring, but we're almost there. And then once you get those butts in the seat, hire another person. So if a butt falls out of a seat, you got another person to put in that seat. So a lot of controversial stuff here today, but I'm not taking away from education. I'm talking business. What are you going to do to be in business? What are you going to do to make more money? You're going to do everything that the industry says. You're just going to do it on your timeline. And your timeline is right now, you need to rock hiring. You need to get the business that you have on the books done. And then you need to have someone that can get the new estimates and keep the new estimates rolling. Keep you booked out. Wouldn't it be great? You go buy 2 more trucks. Okay, you have 2 trucks. You go to 4 trucks. Well, okay. Well, now you're invoicing, let's say, $8,000 a week. Well, now you're invoicing $14,000 to $16,000 a week. But your labor cost is essentially, is only doubled, but your sales have doubled. Or maybe you're doing $20,000 a week because you have more capability to do more stuff. So all of it pertains to you training and you being there for the next 3 months. You are on them, you're hiring, and you're on them. So then come October, maybe even September, you now get to step out and manage. You get to then say, birdie, fly away, and call me every time before you present. Or call me before you go collect the check. I want to see the work. Actually, it's for crew guys, it's call me before you clean up. You don't want them to clean up. They send you a picture and go, okay, no, get out the trowels again. You got to go fix something, or get the ladders back out and do all that. So, that's the method. Stay on top of them and manage them while they're doing each job. Yes, you are a micromanager to get these guys going. And then you use the decision tree method to wean them off to having to call you anymore. And so if you don't know what the decision tree is, go ahead and look it up. It's just a little program that we use on how to enable people with their questions. So it's really, I guess I'll go over it really quick. So a leaf decision is, you got this. You don't need to call me. Goodbye. Don't ever call me again on this. You got it. A branch decision is, I just did this, I needed to tell you. A trunk decision is one of two things. It's, I'm about to do this, I think I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to call you. Or I did this and I need to tell you immediately. And then there's a root decision. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. What do I do? So you can rewind that to repeat that. But if you work that, it also gives your employees the confidence of, he already gave me this as a leaf. I know what I'm doing here. And the calls will start dwindling because you now have graduated everything to a branch or a leaf decision. It's a great system. So now, by all means, disclosure here, you got to make sure you're managing these people, and you got to make sure that they're ready to go off on their own. And if you start now and you get people training all of July and August, you should have 2 to 3 good guys. If you already have 2, you already got 2 guys that can separate, to have 2 guys to work with them. So, and you just keep multiplying it like that. And so that's the quick system. And essentially, as you're growing your company, you just keep doing that. But now the difference is you have longer to train. You know, you're going to take a helper and make him sit in the truck for 6 months and then go get him certified and give him his own truck. Maybe even a year. You know, I'm just talking about short term. I'm booked out 6 weeks right now. I know I need more help. I know I can make more money. That's the model. So that's the little sweep that could. That's the growth model. It's scary too. Because let's face it, all you old guys listening to me going, this is a disaster podcast. This is never going to work. Well, you're full of shit because this is what you probably did. And so I'm just telling you, you know, you have more resources than we did. You've got people to call. And if you can call me and I'll tell you who to call. You know, the main thing is just make it happen. Start hiring, buy a truck or 2 and grow. That's this thing. So yeah, that's my story today. That's what I wanted you guys to hear. You know, it is, I hope it can help you out. Any of you old dogs, you know, if you want to chime in, go ahead and, you know, give me a call. And if you got a better way to do it, I'll do another podcast with you on it and you can help me out. And so I do want you to be able to, you know, get your education in there. And I want you to be able to teach everybody what you're doing. And I hope that was the answer for you. So with that, you know, I will do my plugs. I forgot to do them last week. And so Surefire Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. You know, Chat with Chad Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bare Hands Pro, they're the new inspection software for Mike Fazy. And so, and, you know, there's other coaches out there too. John Caesar's got his hand in here. I know Chuck Roydhouse has been on my podcast. He's doing consultancy work. So there you go. There's people that you can call, you know. If you ever have a code question or you need something that might be something, I mean, Steve Scally's not really, he's not taking clients on, but you know what? He'll take a text from you. I guarantee it. So, or a minor phone call. So guys, that's really my time today. I really enjoyed, and I hope that you got something out of this, at least a minor scaling way to how to do it. All right. Have a blessed week, and we'll talk to you next week.